Strange technology in the South Pole capable of causing earthquakes exposed. Antarctica has been the focus of many researchers over the years. Many believe that below all that ice, there might be something that could explain a lot about the beginning of things and help us understand where we're coming from. Well, the interest hasn't been totally about finding the truth about human existence. Some have spoken about some strange activities and discoveries that have been made on the continent over the years. But somehow, these claims have been treated as any other conspiracy out there. In this video, we'll be looking at some revelations that were made on the Shawn Ryan Show by Erick. Erick brings something to our attention that will make you wonder exactly how much you know about what's really going on in the world today. On December 1st, 1959, 12 countries entered into a treaty known as the Antarctica Treaty, with 7 countries, namely Australia, Chile, Argentina, France, New Zealand, United Kingdom, and Norway having territorial claims. The provisions of the treaty seek to make sure that every activity on the continent is for peaceful purposes only. Also, all countries are allowed to carry out and share scientific findings, and any discovery is meant to be made available to the public. You might not know, but there's large research facilities that are built all over the continent by these countries that signed this treaty. But for the purpose of this video, the IceCube Neutrino Observatory will be our focus. The stated official purpose of the IceCube Neutrino Observatory is targeted at detecting high-energy neutrinos from astrophysical sources. Neutrinos are very weakly interacting particles, so they can travel long distances through space without being absorbed. The claim is that they move beyond the speed of light. This makes them ideal for studying the most distant and energetic objects in the universe. Erick claims there's more to this than what we have in the official reports. Being a member of the crew that was sent there in 2010 when the facility was completed, Erick claims that he had enough access to the facility which enabled him to discover some mind-blowing things that seem really suspect going on in the facility. In fact, he claimed that the Christchurch earthquake of February 2011 was a result of an accident that happened in that facility. The 22nd of February 2011 was a very devastating day for the resident of Christchurch, New Zealand, as an earthquake that lasted for just 12 seconds claimed the lives of 185 people, while wreaking unimaginable damage throughout the city. Official reports have it that the earthquake was an aftershock of the earthquake that happened in September of the previous year in the same city. And ever since then, this has been the only story that we know about the earthquake. Till now. Erick is coming forward with claims that there might be more to the earthquake after all. 12 years after these terrible events, Erick is claiming that knows that the earthquake wasn't exactly from natural causes, but was triggered by an accident that happened at the observatory. With access to the facility and the personnel in it, Erick says that he was informed that the Christchurch earthquake happened when the neutrino detector in the facility misfired. When further queried on what the actual target was, he says that he had no access to that particular information. Considering that the interview on the Shawn Ryan Show just came after Erick spoke to Dr. Stephen Greer's UFO press conference, the claim of a directed energy weapon at the South Pole is just the tip of the iceberg. The insane thing about the testimony from Erick is that he testified to this in front of Congress under oath. And since this is a really sensitive issue, there hasn't been exactly a number of people coming up to back his claim. The benefit of the doubt is provided in this case, given that it is still a fresh revelation, and hopefully more on this issue will be made known. Aside from the existence of a weapon capable of wreaking that amount of damage Erick claims, he also alleges that the facility serves as some kind of advanced communication device that's used to send information into deep space. In fact, he says that there's an entire fleet out there that the facility provides direct communications. Erick also claims that there's a facility that beams strong flashes of green light into the skies from one of the structures, and he says that he is oblivious to what purpose this thing serves. But he also alleges that the facility serves as an air control for some extraterrestrial crafts. And amazingly, this won't be the first time that such a claim is being made in the area. After evaluating the amount of energy required to power some of the activities in the facility, Erick says that it is impossible that it's all coming from the official energy source. He points a finger at the probable existence of some nuclear facility of some sort that is hidden, or even another source that might not be from around here at all. These are really scary claims. And to think that this won't be the first time reports are being filed by people who have been sent on one mission or another to the South Pole, the consistency will send shivers down the spines of anyone listening to them. An investigative journalist, Linda Moulton, had an interview from an anonymous source that revealed some things that might have stayed hidden for long that points a finger to the existence of some aliens. According to the source, he was a member of the U.S. Navy, and in August of 2003, they were sent on a mission to Antarctica, which officially was to get information from a source and come back with it. But on getting to that location, they found there was an octagonal structure, and when they proceeded to enter the structure, it was lit, and the officer claims to have seen some sort of strange hieroglyphics all illuminated in green from an unknown light source. Some received this information as proof that aliens have had contact with Earth, while others marveled that this might point to some advanced civilization that had existed in that area long ago. Claims like this will bring to your imagination things that can be uncovered if we could access the surface of that continent. We're talking about discovering advanced technologies or even samples that can help explain the origin of things as we know them. These claims allege some kind of cover-up by the bodies that are put in charge of these facilities, a fact that we might never get to truly verify. The unforgiving terrain of the region makes it a whole lot more difficult for interested parties to investigate these claims. And even if you had access, it will take a large amount of resources to actually explore the area. Recently, we've started seeing a surge in the advancement of certain technologies that require enormous computing data and years of development and training before they're released. This means that companies have been working on these technologies long before now. Well, there have been claims that the US military has access to most advanced technologies long before they're even made known to the public. And Erick alleges the existence of some kind of mind control technology that's being covered up. Here, he draws a link that will blow you away. On a normal day, one might dismiss such a claim as bogus and without basis to support the claim. But the recent development in the advertising company seeks to bring advertising to willing individuals, even in their dreams. This is just totally insane when you really think about it. Not exactly sure how such technology will work, but Erick claims that brain activity is just a bunch of electronic waves that can be manipulated to suit certain needs. He claims that the device is already being applied widely without anyone knowing. So, if we're going to go with this, there are people out there at this moment that are just life examples of zombies being used to reach certain goals against their will. Taking another path in the interview, Erick says that most of the crew in Antarctica are suffering from Havana syndrome, with symptoms ranging from mental degradation to memory loss and some other cognitive issues. He also talks about the skin issues that they have, and all of these can be traced back to what they're exposed to in these environments. The general claim here is that there are activities and developments going on in this continent that are definitely against the treaty. And if these claims happen to be true, these developments are a huge threat to humans. The testimony from Erick is really compelling, given that he has provided pictures of himself in this facility, which validates his presence there. But it'll be really difficult to fully accept this and not just see it as another conspiracy theory if there are no new pieces of evidence to support the claim. As I did say before, this is still a new reveal, and we hope that further digging will reveal more on the matter.